first cruise ship is insanely exciting, and that is because getting a job on a cruise ship is usually a very long process. I would say around 80% of people have been waiting between 6 to 8 months before they even step foot on board their first cruise ship. There's a lot of paperwork involved. Medicals, visas, vaccines, contracts.
This application process, cruise ship application process, Royal Caribbean has the history of taking long to respond.
But that's not what this video is about. This video is about your first week on board your first cruise ship and what you actually need to be ready for. And if you've worked on board, let me know in the comments how long you waited to get on board your first contract after applying. So of course, people are a little apprehensive and anxious about joining their first cruise ship and starting this new adventure on a ship, but mostly they're eager, they're excited, and they are ready because they feel like their adventure is finally starting. Now, thanks to social media, people joining cruise ships nowadays know a lot more of what they're walking into than, let's say, I did when I joined cruise ships 11 years ago. And that's both a good and a bad thing. Let me explain. When I joined my first cruise ship, social media wasn't really a thing, at least not to the extent it is now. And there was no one talking about working on cruise ships, what it was like to work on cruise ships, which is actually one of the main reasons I started this channel. So I went on my first contract with zero knowledge, zero expectations. I genuinely had no idea what I was walking into. And while that was absolutely terrifying, the beautiful thing about it was I just accepted it for what it was. And sometimes I wonder whether that's why I enjoyed it so much. But now, because of social media, people get a glimpse into ship life and they create an idea of what it should be and what it should look like.
Getting into uniform, attending trainings and meetings, it was time for sail away. And if you know the routine, you know by now, of course, we cannot watch the sail away without the sail away coffee.
But let me know if social media shaped your idea of what your cruise ship experience should have been. People join their first cruise ship and expect that on their first week, it's going to just be excitement, not exhaustion. They're going to feel proud of themselves, not completely overwhelmed. I think they'll make friends almost immediately, not realising that it's pretty fucking lonely.
Your first day working on a cruise ship is pretty much just like the first day of school, but it's November and you've transferred in and everybody already has their friends already and they're not necessarily looking for people to hang out with. So you have to really put in the effort to like make friends, find your social group, find your people. And the easiest place to do that is crew bar. So you go out after work, maybe you hang out by yourself the first couple nights. Then after a few weeks, maybe you got like a little crew. Who knows? A month or two later, you've got like some solid friends on the cruise ship. But the way jobs work on ships is they're only like 6-month contracts. So you just signed on 2 or 3 months ago, but the friends you made, they are now signing off the ship and there's a good chance you'll never see them again. So your whole social life kind of starts over and now you have to find new friends again. And at first it's kind of exciting, you know, always making new friends and seeing new places, doing new things, but I'm on like my 25th round of friends now. It is hard making friends when you get older.
And of course, because of social media, you expect the sunsets on the deck and the crew parties, the instant friendships and the whole we're all in this together vibe. And that comes. I promise you that will come. Just probably not in your first week. Your first week is less about settling in and more about being thrown into like constant information overload. You're dealing with paperwork, IDs, uniforms, medical checks, safety briefings, drills, department meetings, getting used to your new job, meeting new people and trying to remember everybody's name. You're going through different time zones, so every night you might be putting your clock back an hour or forward an hour. And because everything is so new, everything takes way more energy. So you're exhausted as well. Not to mention if English is also your second language. Your first week is overwhelming, even if English is your first language. So if you're having to do all of that, also in your second language, I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot, which is why I highly recommend getting a good grasp on the English language before starting your cruise ship contract because, my God. On top of that, your sleep is usually a mess. You might be jet lagged depending on where you flew from. At the end of the day, you're probably going to be sleeping in a bunk bed, in a cabin. There's going to be strange noises that you're not used to yet. So physically, you're tired. Mentally, you're overloaded. And emotionally, you're just trying to keep it together. When I joined Disney Wish in 2023, I had been working on ships for about 7 years at that point. But I was new to that cruise line and I was starting a brand new job that I had never done before. And my first week on Disney felt like my first week on my first ever cruise ship when I was 19. So even if it's your third or fourth contract, your first week can still feel like your first week ever.
When I just started my contract, I was feeling really stressed because in a very short time I had to learn a huge amount of information. Because as we are in the information point of the ship, we have to know things about all the departments on board. Plus, when I started working on the ship, we were in Europe. We were sailing between Italy, France and Spain, and I could not speak those languages, only on a very basic level. So apart from learning a lot of new information, I had the language barrier, which made it even more complicated.
And something else that catches people off guard is how physically exhausting your first week is. It's been 3 weeks since I'm working on a cruise in the Netherlands, no days off, every day from 9 a.m. till 8 p.m, and I am starting to have breakdowns. It's not easy to physically work every day, and my body is physically tired of this. Even if you're fit, even if you're young, even if you've worked long hours before, your body is dealing with a lot all at once. A lot of people are joining cruise ships after long haul flights, and yes, you do start work on your first day on board. You don't get a day to adjust. You're sleeping in a new environment. There's alarms, announcements, doors closing, footsteps in the corridors, like all of these little noises that you're not used to yet. So your nervous system is going to be on high alert, basically, for the first few days. And depending on your job, you might be constantly on your feet, and your muscles are working harder. Because even though you can't really feel the ship moving, hopefully, the ship is moving. So your body is having to work harder to just keep you balanced. Even though it's not noticeable, because our bodies are ingenious, but your body is under a lot more stress than usual, even if the tasks themselves don't seem that hard. You're walking more, you're standing more, you're eating at different times than you're used to eating. A lot of people are shocked by how tired they get so quickly. Most people underestimate how much energy it takes to get through that first week on board. My first week on board, I felt like I'd been hit by a truck, honestly. Like, I remember just every muscle in my body ached, and I was just so tired. Even though I was sleeping, I was knackered all the time. I don't know whether you found that when you worked on cruise ships, if you did. So you pair the physical exhaustion with the mental overload, and this is when all the emotions start to come out, the juicy stuff.
You know, I've been on board for 2 weeks, loving my life, you know. Oh gosh, I've been in rehearsals every day, long days, and sometimes I think when I just have a minute to stop, like now, you start to think about all the things that are back home, or, you know, your friendships, relationships. It's difficult long distance, and it's difficult, you know, like, it's an 8-hour time difference for me now to speak to my family, so like trying to time it, also trying to time maybe when I'm in port so I have good service. It's not easy.
You're in a new environment, surrounded by people you don't know who are from the other side of the world to you, but yet you're trying to function as normal. But this environment isn't normal to you yet. And a lot of people feel really lonely in their first week. Even if they're confident, even if they're social, even if they're outgoing, because you're probably not going to find your people on board in the first few days of being on board. Realistically, when you go back to the cabin at the end of your shift, you might be just sat in your cabin and having time to think about things and contemplate. Sometimes having time to think isn't a great thing, because often this is where the thought, "What the hell have I done?" creeps in. Did I make a mistake? Should I cut and run? Should I disembark and just fly home? I'm not cut out for this. But I promise you that everyone who has worked on a cruise ship has had these thoughts. You have uprooted your entire life and dropped yourself in a new one. Of course that's going to come with an emotional dip. But I can also promise you that this feeling is temporary. Most of the time, you don't feel like this because cruise ships aren't for you. You feel like this because you're still adjusting. So 11 years ago, when I joined my first cruise ship, if you wanted to make a phone call, you had to buy a calling card. Wi-Fi wasn't a thing, on the ship at least. So I bought a calling card, which gave me 10 minutes. I remember calling my friend back home and just absolutely bawling on the phone to her. I was like, what have I done? This is awful. I can't do this. Blah, blah, blah. And I remember she was trying to give me advice, but the the 10 minutes ended, so the call cut off. And that just made me cry even more, because I was like, I'm completely, disconnected. Anyway, that's just a memory from my first week. It was not one of the good bits. But the point is, everyone goes through it. But I stuck it out. I've said this before, mainly because I couldn't afford the flight home from Australia, so I stuck it out. And thank God I did, because I went on to do it for 10 years. And I loved it. And that's what happens. There isn't one big moment where everything comes good. It's lots of little moments. The first time that you walk from your cabin to work without really having to think about it. Or you stop getting lost as much. You start recognising faces and you remember people's names without having to think about, what's your name? People start recognising you. Someone sits with you in the mess and you have a nice conversation while you're having lunch. And over a few weeks, become integrated into this group of people that work on this cruise ship. And you start to relax a little bit. And you start to laugh a little bit more. And work doesn't seem so stressful because you actually know what's going on now. Your body adjusts, your sleep improves, and then you get some time off and you get to go out in Croatia or the Bahamas or something, and you're like, you know what, this is great. This really is not so bad. And you just start to feel more at home. And obviously there is no specific timeline for this. For some people it takes 2 weeks for them to feel at home. For some people it takes 6 weeks to 2 months for them to feel at home. But a lot of crew members say the same thing, which is that if you can make it through the first month, you can make it through your contract. Because on average, after a month, you know what you're doing at work, you've had some time off, you know what's going on, you've made some friends, you're more relaxed, and therefore you can start enjoying the experience. So I want to give you some practical advice for that first week on board. So before you go on board your cruise ship, find out what your uniform is as soon as possible. Basically, you want to find out if you are supplying your own work shoes or if the company is supplying your own work shoes. Usually, you're responsible for getting your own work shoes. And my God, if you are, this is actually a blessing because it means that you can start wearing them in before you get on board. Because on top of everything we've mentioned in this video, you do not want to be wearing in a pair of uncomfortable shoes, okay? You want to prepare some small things before you join. Anything you can take that's going to make your life a little bit easier. And I've gone through all of the things that you need to prepare to take on board in my packing list, which you can find over on my website, which will be linked down below. But yeah, you want to take earplugs just in case your roommate snores. You want to take a universal adapter because you don't know what type of plug sockets are going to be on your specific ship. You want to have your banking sorted. You want to have a SIM card sorted. You know, you find out where your ship's going, where in the world it's going to be, and find out, you know, what you can do about getting a SIM card and having internet and data. And these sound like small things, and they are. But my gosh, do they make such a difference to, not only that first week on board, but really your whole experience. Because you absolutely can get things ordered to the cruise ship, but it takes weeks. Depending on where, if you're in Miami, the packages are going to come quite quickly. But if you're in Timbuktu, you're going to be waiting months for your packages. So yeah, you want to take as much on board with you as you can. You are going to get lost, okay? It's not if you get lost, it's when you get lost. If you've never been on a cruise ship before, it's confusing. It's really confusing. You're going to get lost, just accept it. When you do get lost, it's okay. Unfortunately, you never seem to get lost when you've got loads of time. You always get lost when you've got 3 minutes to be at work. Also though, if it's your first week on board and you tell your manager the reason you're late to work is because you got lost, it's not ideal, but they're going to understand because everyone gets lost. But it's okay, and please don't be shy about asking people. If you're lost and there's crew members around, just say to someone, hey, I'm new on board, I need to be in this location in 3 minutes, please can you tell me where to go? Crew members are really friendly. Everyone gets lost, so no one is going to look at you in any type of way being no, just ask. Just ask where you're going. Be on your best behaviour at the start of your contract in your first week. I spoke about this so many times, people remember your first impression. If you go on board and you are instantly a party animal, you're turning up to work late or drunk, you're not pulling your weight at work, firstly, you're probably not going to pass probation, but also it's actually just going to be harder for you, because I've noticed that if people are acting out in their first week and then for some reason a month into their contract they start to get it together and, you know, they turn up to work on time, they pull their weight, they don't go to crew, it doesn't matter. You've already made your first impression and that's what people remember you for. Also, the opposite is true though. Like, if that first month you are amazing at work, you're helping everyone, you're early to work, you don't go to the crew bar, you're well behaved, and then a month into your contract you start enjoying yourself, people have already put you in a box of being the well behaved hard worker. So trust me when I say it pays to just be on your best behaviour during those first few weeks. I could honestly talk about this forever, so if you have any questions or, you know, let me know. But if you have worked on cruise ships, please let me know what the hardest thing about your first week was. Be interested to know. But thank you so much for watching, guys. I really, really appreciate you being here. And if you have enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing, because we are so close to 100,000. I cannot believe it. Yeah, crazy. Anyway, thank you so much. I love you. If you have video suggestions, leave them in the comments. And as always, guys, I'll see you in the next video. Have a great week.